What up, my lovelies? My name's Hannah and I'm back to you with review number 2. Today I'm taking a look at a more recent release, an ancient king who needs no introduction, but here I go giving him one anyway. It's Studio Series 1986, Grimlock and Wheelie. Now I'm assuming if you're enough of a nerd to be watching this video, you already know who Grimlock is. He's the rough and ready Autobot Dinobot commander who, in the 1986 movie, which this figure is based on, went on an interplanetary adventure with his rhyme-talking runabout companion, Wheelie. Should we talk about Wheelie? We should probably talk about Wheelie. So for a large portion of the 86 movie, Wheelie and Grimlock were friends, pretty groovy. And if you can be bothered to give him the time, you'll notice that Wheelie speaks only in rhyme. While this little figure can't even transform, upon Grimlock's shoulder he neatly adorns. His elbows and knees are rigidly locked in a pose for shooting his tiny slingshot. He gives his friend Grimlock a great sense of scale, but just on his own, he's a bit of a fail. Ugh, that's enough of that. In all seriousness though, this little guy is frustratingly close to being the best accessory of all time. I mean, was there really no room in the budget to give this guy some knees? That said, at the very least, he can pull off a sick dab. Grimlock then. So this figure is the first leader class figure from the brand new Studio Series 86 line, a line that focuses on screen accurate renditions of characters from the 1986 classic The Transformers the Movie. And as a leader class, Grimlock is a big boy standing tall over his Power of the Prime's personification, with bright, gleaming gold paint applications that walk the line between being too yellow and too bronze perfectly. The proportions in robot mode are pure power. With his gigantic stompy feet and mighty arms, Grimlock has always been a powerhouse, but this has got to be the figure that solidifies his role as the Autobot's big dumb muscle who shows up when shit needs to get smashed. My only minor quibble with the robot mode is the tinted chest window might be just a little bit too dark. It looks nice for sure, but it makes it hard to see the Autobot symbol behind in anything other than direct light. At an imposing 8.5 inches, this large lizard lad stands tall over basically all the big name bots and cons you care to pose him with. Speaking of posing, articulation on this guy is top class, with the wrists, waist and ankle tilts that are often absent in leader figures of old. And look, even his wing flaps are on a genius double swivel that means you can decide exactly how dramatic you want it to look. And his transformation? Oh my god guys, this transformation! It's the definition of beauty in its simplicity. Every part moves with glorious purpose and slams into place with mighty clicks and clacks, bringing it all together with a final Dino head reveal for the ages. Can I talk for just a minute about how the Dyno Mode legs become the robot mode arms? I know it's not a new thing for this toy, but like, how big must a T-Rex's legs be? And they become his arms. What a chad. There's only a handful of transformations I'd genuinely say you can call iconic, and if you've ever interacted with this character before, you know exactly how it's gonna go. And just look at this dinosaur. Grimlock's iconic Dyno Mode is represented here with a level of chunk once thought scientifically impossible. I mean, can you even call that a tail? He's more like a metal potato with legs. And to be clear, that's not a bad thing. We don't body shame here. Hashtag all Dinobots are beautiful. Speaking of arms, Grimmy's Dyno Mode is sporting the prerequisite pair of puny dino flapper slappers with their own elbow joints and just enough range for him to reach up to his own face in mild surprise. The dino knees get a dedicated bend by snapping the robo elbow back in a pretty gruesome way, and the clankety ratchet joints at the hip mean that the legs won't flop on you. Dyno Mode is packing a few little secrets as well, including a blast-compatible peg in his mouth for some fire-breathing action, a pair of peg holes on his back for a spot of weapon storage, and a couple of shoulder nubbins that just about latch into the grooves on the insides of Wheelie's legs. Getting him on is a bit of a faff, but once you've got the pegs in the right spot, the connection is solid. He's not going anywhere. However though, all that junk in the trunk means that getting him into any pose where he's not dragging his dino tail along the ground is going to pose you a bit of a challenge. For his classic Zilla-esque pose though, you're all set. And yes, I know that's not how real T-Rexes walked, but it's how Grimlock walked. And if you want scientific accuracy in your T-Rex toy, go buy Kingdom Megatron. In terms of non-rhyming accessories, Grimlock comes packing his classic twin-barreled blaster. No sword though, which is a bit of a bummer. But honestly, let me know if you think you'd have traded Wheelie in for a sword. Personally, I don't think I would have. I mean, swords aren't that hard to come by if you think he has to have one, but little Wheelie here is such a unique accessory. I think he really makes the set, you know? Like, if he'd come with a sword, he'd be Grimlock, yeah, but with Wheelie, he's the Grimlock from the Transformers movie. So in conclusion, should you buy Studio Series Grimlock? Yes. Yes, you should. now. I don't think it's an overstatement to say that this figure is an absolute must-buy for fans of Grimlock, Transformers in general, or just people who like cool things. I really don't see them topping this one anytime soon. But then again, we say that a lot, don't we? Okay, so that's it for now. Review number 2 done and dusted. Follow me on Twitter at Hanna-Halley for more awesome robot content. And remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment to appease the algorithmic gods which we all serve. Till next time.